Alright, so boom. Listen, bro. Listen. Y'all don't want to admit it, so I'm gonna be the one to say it. This has been the weakest XXL freshman class since 2018. I'm not talking about the freshmen's regular music. I'm not talking about how their careers went after the list. No, I'm talking about their performances on the freestyles and cyphers. And overall, based on performances, the 2019, 2020, and the 2021 class all performed better than these people. I know some of y'all may disagree, especially with the 2021 class being better, but I honestly feel that way. DDG and Lakia still have the best cypher verses that we've heard in the past 2 years. Nobody from this year had a better cypher than them two. This year as a whole was just super disappointing. After making this video right here, I said that this list is filled with a bunch of okay artists, and after hearing all the freestyles and cyphers, I still feel that way. Almost every freshman on this list is nothing special and they're just alright rappers. I'm also starting to think that XXL is filtering comments or something, because on every single freestyle and cypher video, all of the top comments are about how every person killed it. I'm glad they finally getting the recognition they deserve. They went crazy on this. I was like, these gotta be bots that's leaving the same comments and getting all these hundreds of likes. There is no way that every person that's watching these videos think everyone is doing an amazing job, because that's not the case. Especially these niggas. Oh my gosh, as a whole, this cypher was weak as hell. Y'all trying to gaslight me by saying this cypher was fired, cause no, this group was not good. Y'all overhyped the hell out of this group. Let me just get straight into the rankings, cause y'all got me messed up. In last place easily, and yes, I said easily, is Cochise. This man Cochise has officially pulled an Ugly God. For those of y'all that's not hip, Ugly God was an XXL freshman in 2017, and he had the best freestyle. Like, he killed it there. But Ugly God's cypher was ass bundles, and he was easily one of the worst of his class. It's the same thing here for Cochise, but except for being one of the worst, he was the worst. This is the first time in XXL history where the person that had the best freestyle went on to have the absolute worst cypher of his class. I am legitimately mad that he ended up performing as poor as he did. But apparently, from what I've seen, I'm in the minority of people who think Cochise spit a whack verse. And one reason why so many people are giving him credit is because, wouldn't you know it, he went off the top of his head. I have deadass come across many of comments saying, I don't want to call Cochise bad because it sounded like he was spitting off the top. This man Cochise literally spit a bunch of BS. This off at the top, okay, she pull up and mop, okay, I'm wearing some socks, they brown, okay, yo shorty, she looking, she round, okay. I'm wearing some socks, they brown, yo shorty looking, she round. Oh my lord, like, y'all think this is fire? This man was using okay to take up so much time in his verse so that there wouldn't be a bunch of dead air. We have really came a long way in rap if people are hearing this and saying this is great. I'm starting to know why old heads felt so strongly about this in 2016, 2017. This has made me learn that you can just rhyme anything and say a bunch of yeah, okay, and people gonna say you killing it. Also, you just have to rap fast too. Like, that's that Eminem rap god effect. You could be saying a bunch of nothing, but if you rap fast, people will instantly say, oh, they flowing on that beat. I got me a scat. You niggas is rats. I got this and that. And my name ain't Matt. I don't know when the goalpost has been moved, but seeing the reaction that Cochise and SoFaygo, trust and believe we'll be talking about his ass in a second. Seeing the reaction that these two have been getting from their XXL performances, apparently if you rap off the top of your head, that automatically makes you immune from receiving negative feedback. I have seen a ton of people already talk about SoFaygo and Cochise and say them choosing the freestyle is why they got some of the best verses. I just can't do anything but shake my head. I'm gonna speak more on this later. For Cochise verse, I'ma say it. Bruh. I'm sorry. But if you think Cochise XXL Cypher verse was fire, you have outrageously low standards. And I really believe that. This motherfucker said, got your shorty, she Lucy. I slap on the booty, she showed me the boobies, and all of my niggas, we getting some cooties. To hear that and say, hey man, I think he did a good job. There's no way in hell. You can like it as much as you want to. If you like it, that's fine. But to say it was great or that he had one of the best verses, there's no way in hell you can say that and be serious. And that makes me very curious on what do you consider bad if you can listen to this and call it good. He tried to come in with the anime references this time like he did in his freestyle, but I wasn't having it. Ishigo, we gonna fill him with hollows, you know, hollow tips, hollow Ishigo. When I heard that, I was like, nah, don't start. Like, you already done messed up the verse. This was heartbreaking that this man's freestyle was so good, but then he went on to spit one of the worst ciphers I've ever heard. In 11th place, I gotta put KayCyy. I never thought I would see the day where the Playboy Cardi and Mane in Tokyo in them cipher would be better than a group from modern day times. By the time I got done listening to KayCyy cipher in this group, I went, oh my gosh, this is the worst cipher I have heard in a very long time. I would much rather hear, been ballin', no Johnny Dang, yeah, all my niggas blood gang. As trash as that group was, I would much rather hear them over this group. That may have something to do with the fact that Sunny Digital's beat was better than this Weezy Out Here beat. But I was thinking that there's no way that this cipher could stay ass after Doechii and SoFaygo went, but KayCyy came in and 100% added another layer of garbage to the pile of trash that was already stacking up. The issue with KayCyy cipher is that he was legit saying the same lines over and over. He would say one rhyme and just beat that word into the ground by rhyming the same thing. And then of course that lame ass, what that he kept adding in there. I'm paving the way and it's permanent. Weezy the wave and it's permanent. Weezy the wave and she's surfing it. Yeah. Weezy the wave and she's surfing it. How you start from the bench, now you starting shit. How you come from the bench, now you starting shit. Now it's 1.5 and starting 2. Now it's 1.5 and starting to hit. Man, these niggas don't ever want to start the shit. Man, I come from the bench, now it's starting shit. I was like, is this nigga just saying the same lines? Like, what is this verse? He had individual lines here and there that if he structured them better, this could have made for a nice cipher. I don't got time for the nonsense. I don't got time for the drama. I was down on my last, not a commas in. These could have been hard, but this poor ass delivery at an endos, yeah, look, ruined it. After KayCyy got done, Doechii hit this nigga on his back talking about, yeah, smiling and whatnot. And everybody is just saying like, hey, y'all see how Doechii was hyping up KayCyy though? You gotta love this group. They having so much fun. You don't get credit for hyping up mid. If KayCyy would have spazzed, then hell yeah, I would have been hyping him up too. But that boy didn't do a damn thing. And depending on who you ask, he has the worst verse in this group. I love how everybody in this group is showing love to each other and having fun. Like, bro, go have fun somewhere else, cause y'all ruining these ciphers. I would much rather have a cipher where all 4 people are spitting some heat, but they not talking to each other, as opposed to having a cipher where they're having fun, being energetic, but they spitting a bunch of nonsense. That's literally why this 2016 cipher is so legendary. Their ad-libs was fire and was actually helping each person's verse sound better, and it created a hype vibe. Even the 2018 cipher with Smoke Perp, Lil Pump, and Block Boy JB was even helped by the fact that they were having fun and being charismatic. That did not work at all for this group. These 3 people actually sucked. Next up, I got SoFaygo. When SoFaygo was performing, this was one of those times where the group tried to ad-lib and chime in while he was rapping, and it did not work. Like in 2019, towards the end of Lil Mosey's cipher, YK Osiris just suddenly started saying, what? At the end of Mosey's lines, and it was not helping the verse. That's how it felt here. After each line, KayCyy and Doechii kept jumping in and repeating what SoFaygo was saying. They wasn't even saying basic ad-libs like, ooh, yeah. They was legit repeating the end of every line. Ice on my wrist and it's busting. Steady moving, ain't no rushing. It could be hot as hell, I'm still gonna make it snow. It could be dark outside, I'm still gonna light the show. I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, dog, y'all ad-libs are not entertaining. Y'all actually talking too much. But this man, SoFaygo, oh my gosh, man. I've already talked about SoFaygo when it comes to whether or not he was spitting off the top. And come on now, you gotta give him credit for freestyling. I already flamed him for it in my freestyle ranking. Going off the top of the head just makes you sound worse if you're not saying nothing. And this man, SoFaygo, said nothing. Shout out to Hollywood Don, man. While I was rewatching this cipher, his reaction to it came up in my recommended, so I checked it out. And it was somebody who commented, nah bro, pre-written stuff is trash. F it, I don't care. It's refreshing to see rappers actually freestyling, whether it's good or bad. When it comes to the individual freestyles, I get why people would be bothered by that, because it has the word freestyle in the name. But when it comes to ciphers, ciphers don't have to be off the dome verses. I don't know why y'all ever started thinking that, because that's not a thing. You don't have to freestyle for your cipher. But the sad part about this dude's comment is that there are a lot of people that would agree with him. You can spit the most garbage verse and somebody out there would be like, hey, at least he went off the top of his head, you know? He didn't come with a pre-written verse like everybody else, so I give him points for freestyling. Actually, hold on, now that I think about it, Lil Mosey went off the top too in his cipher, and to this day, that man gets flamed for how trash his cipher was. For the past 3 years, I have not seen a single person say, Hey, at least Lil Mosey was actually freestyling off the top. I'll go easy on him for that. Y'all have never said that. But when it comes to SoFaygo, y'all are on this man's nuts, giving him all the passes in the world. Hey, I respect him for freestyling. I can't believe y'all. This man's cipher was not good at all, and I'm getting sick of people saying him freestyling makes him fire. Him choosing to freestyle was the worst thing about his XXL performances. In 9th place, I got Doechii. To be honest with you guys, Doechii, KayCyy, and SoFaygo, these three are pretty much interchangeable within the ranking. All three of these people did not do a good job at all. Like, choosing who did the worst job between these three was just like picking which pile of shit smells worse. They all did bad. You can rearrange these three in the rankings however you want to. But going off of my first several times hearing this cipher, this is the order I got. People saying she was the best or second best in her group behind Saucy Santana. I've seen people say like she had great bars, her flow was insane, and that she slid on the beat. I was reading these comments like, bitch, where? The worst part about Doechii's cipher was her flow. Her rhyme scheme was so elementary, like it was a lunch table freestyle. Ooh shit, ooh nah, tell 'em make room when a real bitch fly by. In the shade room, but the shades ain't Prada. My whole team speak Gucci, voila. If it ain't that, no coochie, nada. I was listening to this like, there is no way y'all are hearing this and saying she had a great flow or that she slid on the beat. The only nice line she had in her verse was, niggas switching gangs, bandanas looking tie-dye. That was hard. Another one of her lines that could have been fired, but it was kind of basic at the same time, is when she said, I blend with the money like a green iguana. That was semi-cool. I just wish she said it better because that flow was messing up her whole verse. Blend with the money like a green iguana. Her first line, I should have started with this, but her first line didn't even make sense. If Doechii on the list, then it's thicker than the Popeyes. Whether she said Popeyes like Popeyes biscuits or whether she meant pot pies, either way, this makes no damn sense. If Doechii is on the list and it's thicker than a Popeyes biscuit, that line really has zero meaning to it. It's just a random ass sentence. She was able to stay on beat and ride the beat, but y'all saying she slid like her flow was something insane. Overall, her lyrics were weak as hell too. I'm in your mouth like a TV dinner, but she purposely pronounced dinner wrong as diner so it can fit the rhyme. I'm in your mouth like a TV diner, vagina. After Doechii's first finish, I went, like, this is already a drastic drop from last year. DDG was the first person to go last year, and he ended up having the best verse overall, him and Lakia, like I said earlier. Doechii went first this year, and she did a horrible job setting the tone. Like, her slow-ass flow could have worked if she was spitting some heat, but she wasn't at all. I'm in your mouth like a TV diner. Ooh, nah, why you gotta act so naughty? Trey songs like, nah, bro. Goodbye, Doechii. Up next is Big Scarr. Big Scarr, his freestyle was 28 seconds long. His cipher was 22 seconds long. Oh my goodness. Big Scarr is one of the weakest, most dry, and most dull freshmen that has ever been on the list. This man showed up and spit two incredibly short, very boring verses, and he just left. You know what? Since he didn't care to spend too much time rapping, I don't care to spend too much time talking about him. All this man said was, I'm in the eggshell coop, this bitch here a hatchback. Eggs, hatch, get it? Yeah, it's not fire. And then he kind of spit a similar line to Nardo Wick, where Nardo said, and I'm doing the cipher with the stick. Nigga running here while I'm rapping, shoot him in his shit. That was pretty funny. Big Scarr just said, I'm out in double XL, Draco chilling in my backpack. I'm out in double XL, Draco chilling in my backpack. Get this man the hell out of here. All of you Big Scarr lovers, if this man is such a great rapper like y'all say he is, then he definitely didn't show it for his XXL performances. This man was boring as hell. Some people are defending him saying that the beat wasn't his type and that's why his verse was so short. Man, at that point, I would recommend cutting the beat off if you know the beat don't match your style. Or just do what Blueface and Corday did for their ciphers and switch the beat. I don't think people remember this, but Rico Nasty is the only person in XXL freshman history to rap on her own beat for the cipher. Because after she went first in her group, the beat switched to a different one, and that was the one that Blueface and Corday rapped over. So she's the only person to have a beat all to herself. Scarr should have switched the beat to something he was more comfortable with, or just turned it off if y'all want to use this the beat didn't match his rap style excuse. I did notice that there were hella cuts in his cipher though, because they do multiple takes. It was probably something that happened where he did rap longer, but he just ended up not liking how a lot of it sounded, so he asked them to remove a lot of his verse. But yeah, I will admit, going off the cuts, it does seem like he had a longer verse, but they took some stuff out. In 7th place, I got Babyface Ray. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, Babyface Ray has the most overrated cypher this year. Although I do think he had a nice flow, this man's cypher was not hidden at all. The first thing wrong with his verse is that his verse was dragging out on and on and on and on and on. He rapped for a minute and 20 seconds, but it felt like 5 minutes, bro. After his verse was like halfway over and he didn't really have any bars or crazy flows, I was like, all right, you can shut up now, bro. Like, give the final person the mic so we can wrap this up. I think Ray is getting love from everyone simply because like he sounded like he was flowing. But y'all know good well for a lot of his lines, this man wasn't talking about anything interesting. I spent through your block in an instant. They knew I was him from an infant. They knew I was him from a youngin'. From here all the way out to London. Niggas be talking so much, they wanna be gang so much, it's crazy. Bitches be going forever whenever I can't let a broke bitch phase me. You know I sold to the game a lot, but can't say no, nigga made me. I'm with the plug, don't party a lot. I'm in there, know they pay me. I'm sorry, this whole part was just aight to me. He had a really smooth, laid back flow, and that's what I liked about it, but it wasn't having me like geeked or made me think like, yo, this boy Ray spazzing. It was just cool. And it was also part of the second half of the cypher where I felt like it was dragging on too much. Another part where he had a nice and smooth flow was actually the very beginning. It's hard keeping it pimping, my bitches be tripping and want some attention. It's hard keeping it trill cause niggas be perping and flexing on Insta. I think the overall reason why Babyface Ray's cypher is getting so much love is because there were so many weak cypher verses before his that anyone who comes in and maintains a decent level of rapping ability just automatically feels like they're doing better than what they really are. Like Doechii ass, SoFaygo ass, Cochise ass, KayCyy ass, Big Scarr ass. So hearing them 5 people drop the ball, when you get to Ray, it's like, okay, finally somebody is doing a nice job. I will give Ray some credit. He did sound pretty clean on the beat, but I don't think he said anything noteworthy. It went on longer than it should. And overall, his cypher is already pretty overrated to me. Halfway spot on the list, Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana had the best verse in his group literally by default because nobody else in his group did a good job at all. Funny enough, this sounded like a generic verse that Lotto would spit. I say funny enough because these two have a hit song together. So when I was listening to his verse, I was like, I can hear Lotto saying something like this. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Santana killed his verse either. He was okay. His entire verse was about how much money and designer stuff he got and how he's a bad bitch. That's pretty much it. Broke bitch don't want no tension. Money long, it got extensions. Dope boy, but your work ain't selling. Put this pussy in your mouth, start spelling. Go against me, you must be stupid. When you rap, my ears is muted. Niggas scrap they suited and booted. Looking for love, bitch, I ain't Cupid. Listen, I can honestly say that I was disappointed with this verse. Even though I enjoy his freestyle, when it came to his cypher, I was like, I don't really care for this. This wasn't all that. I thought this man was dissing BabyTron at the end though. I'm sure we all caught this, but Santana's final line was, yeah, I might ain't got the 10th spot, but I'm the #1 in this bitch. I heard that and it was like, oh, hold on, I know you ain't dissing Tron. But I'm sure he didn't mean it like that. So yeah, Santana, average verse, but he was surrounded by people who all spit weak ass verses, so it made his look better than what it was. Oh man, it hurts. It hurts splitting this person right here. But I gotta be honest with y'all. Gang, Shitty Boys, Dog Shit Militia. BabyTron's in 5th place. His freestyle was OD, but this time around with the cypher, I don't see where all the hype is coming from with his verse. Everybody's saying he had the best one and he cut off the beat and he still did better than everybody else. I'm actually not hearing it. Just to let y'all know too, I don't have an issue with someone cutting off the beat if the beats that are provided don't fit your style. Like I was saying with Big Scarr, I would prefer someone cut the beat off than to spit on a beat that they don't feel comfortable with and it ends up being very short or garbage. So BabyTron being in 5th place has nothing to do with him cutting the beat. But I will say this though, Polo G is the only person to cut off the beat for the XXL Cypher and ended up doing a good job. Tierra Whack, Ski Master Some Guy, and X all messed it up when they did it, and now Tron, he just did okay. Tron was talking his getting money talk, saying it's hard for a girl to get close to him because he got a cold heart and don't trust a lot of people. And because it's Tron, he had to throw some bars in there. I was born broke, but best believe that I'ma die rich. You can check the stores for this shit, but you won't find it. Cause I went and spent a 10 ball. Mike Amiri jeans on my legs, what your rent cost. The thing with his verse is that the bars were only good in the middle of it. The beginning and end of his cypher didn't have any bars that were all that. Like these bars that I'm highlighting right here was at the beginning, and another one that was at the beginning was, think you f***ing with me, then you must be off the fentanyl. Squeezing triggers, I'll treat the Glocky like a stress ball. Oh my gosh, bro. Like a stress ball, you know, it's something that you squeeze when you want to let off some steam. But nah, bro, not trying. He said instead, I'ma pull these triggers. Like I'ma squeeze these triggers, man. I yeah, see, like this Glocky stress ball line was just alright. And then at the end of his verse, like, why the you in the ride if you ain't finna ride? Double XL chopstick, this the biggest size. XXL, extra large, like y'all get the wordplay. It's pretty simple. Every single bar that I've highlighted so far was something that I wasn't impressed by. I was like, bro, you cut off the beat for this? But like I mentioned, the bars in the middle of his cipher was actually hard. While he playing, once it's up, you can't press pause, Sonic to the blues, get the running like the hedgehog, catch him in an off-white tee, get him X'd off. This whole part right here was fire, but this was the only part of his verse that was fire, which is why he's only in 5th place. While he playing, once it's up, you can't press pause, good little online gaming reference. Y'all know when you playing a game online, you can't pause that bitch. Like once you in there, you in there. Try and compare that to dudes who be disrespecting them. Like when you start something with me, I ain't trying to hear, yeah, I've been with you since day one. Trying, I ain't even hating. Oh, that Instagram stuff, trying, I was just playing. Like, nah, bro, like you said what you said. We up now, what's good with it? Sonic to the blues, get to running like the hedgehog. Running to the money, bro, them blue face hundreds. That was clean. Catch him in an off-white tee, get him X'd off. The off-white t-shirt design, got the X on the back. I was like, ugh, like, these 3 lines was heat. But overall, this was definitely a drop in performance from his freestyle. His freestyle was crazy. It was bar on top of bar on top of bar. This cipher though, even though he had those 3 nice bars, overall I think he did okay. After listening to Tron cipher several times, I just went like, that was cool. Brrr, 4th place is Big 30. First thing I want to say is, I know they're homies and all, but this man Big 30 needs to stop saying free shiesty. That nigga is guilty, bro. Yo mans is guilty. Every time I hear 30 say free shiesty, it reminds me of this meme right here, if any of y'all have ever seen this. There are so many dudes out there that know they homeboy done did something that they wasn't supposed to do, but they stay, nah, free my mans, he shouldn't be in there. On to his verse. I've come to realize something about Big 30. Although Big 30 has a nice rapping voice and he can flow and sound good over a beat, I'm starting to think that this dude is kind of one-dimensional. Big 30 has no oomph to him, you know what I mean? Every time I hear this man rap, he always talking about banging crib, he always talking about running down on somebody and catching the op slipping, and then, of course, rapping about how Pooh Shiesty should be freed, even though he deserves to be in there. 30 be spitting some real stuff, though. Nigga spin my block incorrectly, somebody getting killed. My young nigga 15 with 4 bodies, can't even buy a field. He ain't even old enough to vote, that little boy banging crib. This was some real spill right here. It be young dudes all over the place that become savages at a very young age. And like I said earlier, his flow is always nice. 8 shots to the back, that pussy died before he hit the wood. He can't come back on my block. He no longer from my hood. He can't come back on my block. Check his pockets, check his socks. But it's like, no matter how many hard-hitting, grimy lyrics Big 30 has, it don't be wowing me that much. I would actually love for some Big 30 fans to put me hip to more of his catalog, tell me which project of his I should check out. Please prove me wrong, because I like Big 30's voice and I think he's a good artist, but going off his freestyle and this cipher, at the end, I just always end up shrugging like, yeah, he did a good job. In 3rd place, we got KayCyy. KayCy's cipher just felt like I was listening to Ruby Rose cipher all over again. Her deep but also soft voice, in addition to this whisper delivery, this sounded just like Ruby. Funny enough, I've been getting on Doechii's ass for sounding like other people and not having her own uniqueness. When it comes to KayCy's XXL performance, it's the same thing with her. I feel like somebody just stacked Flo Millie and Ruby Rose on top of each other and XZ summoned KayCyy. They say they like how a bitch talk, scared I'ma talk to they nigga like this. Hey, some of y'all may get snatched up by KayCyy from your girlfriend if you start listening to her music. Her verse was cool, like dealing with niggas, if it's up then it's stuck, if a bitch try to diss me, the people that dissed me before and now I wanna know how I get my money, you know, all that jazz. Same niggas speak on my pussy, ain't been in there since they came out. Same bitches speak on my verses, ain't had a hit since they came out. These lines right here were nice, like don't kiss and tell when it comes to KayCyy, cause you ain't never gonna hear that whisper voice again, y'all. I'm saying y'all cause I'm speaking directly to the guys who are attracted to KayCyy. If y'all ever get a chance to smash her, don't say nothing. I do think KayCy's performance was just alright though, so spoiler alert before I finish the video, I don't really think anybody this year did a really great job. Not a single one of these 12 people would I say actually killed it. There are people who did good, yes, but words like great, fire, they killed it, they went off, I don't think nobody did that. This year's ciphers were very, very underwhelming. Lastly, I think KayCyy's verse was a direct shot at some dude she's dealt with in the past. That's how her cipher came off. Saying stuff like, niggas only tough around their homies, you only tough around that weak ass bitch, flashing them guns in the videos, don't even know how to load up a switch. I was like, it's somebody in her personal life that she mad at. That's what she rapping about. I actually found out that KayCyy used to date Duke Dennis. So, hey, let me find out Duke Dennis is a whole ass nigga, man. Hey, in second place we got Nardo, Wick. Hey. Ever since the Cypher trailer dropped, I had hopes that he was gonna kill it, man. The part that they highlighted in the Cypher trailer ended up being the coldest part of his entire verse, and that was when he switched his flow. The whole first part of his Cypher, he was on some early 21 Savage stuff. Bang, 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 bang. Big brother always trying to touch the nigga brain. He be always trying to hear the fucking stain. He started off decent, but the moment that boy switched up and went, bitch, I'm on it, man, the man knows on it. Watch that come up on it, which is hell. I block, I can own it. Even my opponent, I can tell. All these niggas phony, none of them miss on it. I'm not friendly, so don't call me homie, nigga, you don't know me. That whole part, his verse instantly went from sounding okay to sounding dope. And fortunately for Nardo Wick, man, he kept the heat for the rest of his verse. It's not like he had one good part of his cipher and that was it. Then it went back down to okay. And no, his whole verse, he actually did a good job. This is the type of Nardo Wick I wanted to see. Now, unlike his freestyle, he actually did really well with a lot of bars for his cipher. He was tripping in his freestyle. I pull up with chopsticks like I'm at a Chinese restaurant. None of my niggas got diarrhea, but they always taking shit. Like, those bars were garbage. But in this cipher, almost every bar he had was decent to good. I gotta show y'all these. I'm not saying all of these were fire. Like I said, some of them I think were just decent. Leave him necklace, he tried to reach in for my chain. That was cool. Brush my teeth with scope, but promise I got aim. The toothpaste brand, scope and aim. This was one of the ones that I think didn't hit. To throw in a gunplay metaphor when you're talking about brushing your teeth is kind of random. I brush my teeth with scope, but yeah, I got aim. Like, nah. This dude even had a Spider-Man bar in here. The way I'm swinging, think my bitch Mary Jane. This whole next part right here, I actually thought was real cool too. See his whip and fill it up with hoes. You would think I'm pippin'. Fuck these bitches, man. A hoe can go. We don't do no simmer but his dick. The only tip she getting. We don't do no tricking. Him having a cool flow and that hard ass beat playing in the back. I was like, all right, Nardo. The next two lines were misses to me though. I keep people where I go. I'm a walking sauna man. Slide on them at night. Call me pajama man. I slide on them at night. Call me pajamas. Like, nah. Stuff like this, like these are the type of bars from Nardo that I think suck, but Nardo Wick fans defend everything he does and go, nah bro, that was hard. Nardo Wick is the type to say stuff like, I take niggas bitches, but I don't kidnap dogs. And people would eat it up like, that was hard, but I see some of y'all didn't catch that. Got two hoes on my dick, call me Ferragamo man, because like the Ferragamo logo looked like it's two girls doing something. Yeah, that was cool, man. Honestly, I think Nardo did a nice job and was the second best overall. Out of all people on this goddamn freshman list, I can't believe y'all let this happen. But the best cipher this year has to go to KenTheMan. This chick came in spitting that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff. She came in talking about, I skipped the S, I went straight to the VV, made the choker buzz. Like VVN chokers, VVS diamonds, that was nice. She once again came in with that they talk online, but when they see me, they don't do nothing type of talk. I don't know why female rappers love saying this so much. But her and KayCyy said it in their freestyles, and then she said it again here. But she added a little sting to it that made it nice. They got a lot to say online. See me, they choking up, and shut up before I hit your baby daddy back and soak him up. Like, ooh, this girl nasty. Her whole verse, she was saying that explicit stuff about having dudes simp after her, dealing with disrespectful hoes, and about how anybody else messing with her, and she's sick of all the games that other bitches be playing. Man, when she said, I graduated from the dick, I think my rose is enough, I was like, you one of them girls. I can't ever see a poppin' tweet on Twitter without there being an ad for a rose toy underneath it. If you know, you know. I do think one of her lines that people are hella overrating is when she said, I drop a hoe and get another one like DJ Khaled. I stay seeing people quote that line with fire emojis. Like, that was not one of the lines that y'all should be highlighting. That was hella basic. But the best thing about Ken's verse is that you can feel her unapologetic bad bitch energy when she raps. I didn't get this from her regular music at all. Before her freestyle and cypher, she has a way of making you feel like she is one of the best and ain't nobody else messing with her. I guess that's why she's so full of herself, saying that, how can there ever be a top 10? I'm not even top 10. I can't name a bitch off the top that can out rap Ken. Because even though she isn't anything unique or amazing, she has enough bravado to where it makes her the better performer over all these other people. Like after a nut, man, these niggas getting soft and they might have it on their chest, but I ain't seen them get it off. Bitch. Man, this girl nasty, but somehow she had the best Cypher verse this year. I will give her that.
Outro.